Okay.
All right. Good evening, everyone. I'm so glad that you could make it on here. We are going to pack this 25, 30 minutes full of material for you. I want to introduce myself for anyone who doesn't know me. My name is LeeAnn Beckwith, and I'm a Ruby ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. And we have Natalie Fuller, who is an Emerald ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. We have both been with Plexus for about 3.5 years now. We'll be coming up on our 4th anniversary in the fall of 2016. I want to talk take just a few seconds, 60 to 90 seconds, and tell you about why I joined Plexus and why I Plexus. Really and truly, I came to the company 3.5 years ago for products. I was looking for products to recommend to people that were trusting me to help them find some good health products that were natural and that would help with some weight loss. Really and truly, last year is when I decided to jump full force into Plexus. It was after the convention of 2015. I had been dabbling with Plexus, I would say, for 2.5 years. And last year after convention, I said, okay, now is the time. If Canada is going to come on the map and if we are going to open the Canadian market, then I definitely want to be a leader in the Canadian market. So I chose at that time to jump into Plexus. And the reason why is that I fully believe in the company, their standard, their integrity, the honor of the products that they have, the standard of the products they have, the compensation plan that they have. I have never been a part of a company that is doing what Plexus is doing. It truly is a community and a culture, and they've given us products that work, and they've given us an opportunity that is like no other. So why I Plexus is because I have 4 kids at home. I have a husband that I'm looking to retire. He is working crazy hours. We want to do missions work. We support a children's home in Guatemala. We travel and do different missions. And that is a big part of why I am with Plexus is that it gives us the financial freedom to give back and to give to causes that we truly believe in. So Natalie, I want to introduce Natalie. Natalie is a professional nurse. She actually was born and raised in Kingston, graduated from Queens with a nursing degree. She worked in nurse management for quite some time. And then she got bit by the network marketing bug, and she really has never looked back. So she left her nurse management position years ago and joined the network marketing field and has been doing health and wellness in this field for almost 20 years now. And so she joined Plexus 3.5 years ago. She is an Emerald, a double Emerald ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. She holds 2 Emerald positions. And so I'm going to let her tell you why she is with Plexus.
Okay, thank you so much, LeeAnn. And I always love to start by talking about why I do the business. And it's changed over the years. When I was the age of some of you, I was in my 30s, 1994. I had a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old at home, and I had teenagers. And I wanted to do a home-based business because I wanted the freedom to be home more. I worked 9 to 5 or 8:30 to 4:30, Monday to Friday. Loved my job, but I really wanted to be home. And 3 years later, I resigned from my nursing position, and I started doing network marketing full-time. It was in 1999, so it was 4.5 years later. I started doing network marketing full-time. And at the time, it was just about lifestyle. It was about having the time and the income. I made good income in my position, but I never had any time to really do the things I want to do, and I didn't have the time to be home with my kids. But I'm going to fast track now, 20 years later, why I continue to build a home-based business and why I continue to do network marketing. So I'm in a totally different stage of life now. All my kids are grown up. I'm now a grandmother. I'm now on my own. My husband passed away almost 2.5 years ago now. And it's all for me about security, freedom and security. I feel so blessed that I have a career that I can live in Florida 6 months of the year. I can help my kids out more than a lot of people my age. I'm going to be 54 this June. I can do so much more at my age than a lot of people can do because they're still preparing and worried about retirement. I never have to worry about retirement. My money will come in month after month, year after year, as it has for 20 years. So my why now is it's all about security. And I want a simple life. I want to work from home. I want to work with the people I want to work with, where I want to work, and the hours I want to work. But I want to have all of the I want to have financial freedom, and I want to have time freedom. And I hope that for many of you, you get to experience what I've been very blessed to experience for 20 years and what LeeAnn is already beginning to experience now. LeeAnn, that's it.
That's great, Natalie. Okay, we're going to get into the training. If you don't have a pen and paper beside you, you might want to grab that, because yes, we are recording this, but it's a great idea to take some notes. We're going to go through some great things, tips and tricks here that really not any tricks, but just tips that are going to help you grow your business. Now, I know a lot of you have already gone silver, and there's some of you that are working to go silver right now. So whether you're just getting started, if you're brand new, you enrolled today, or whether you've been enrolled for 2 months or 2 years, this training is for you. So Natalie, I want to ask you, if for anybody who is brand new, somebody who maybe has been here for a couple months but maybe hasn't shared the products, or somebody who needs a refresher, maybe they're in a bit of a rut and they want to kickstart themselves again, can you tell us what you would say are 5 or so key things to start your business? What are some key pointers for somebody who is getting started?
Okay. And LeeAnn, what I want to say to you guys is, if we were to make a list of the things you should do to build your business, we could make a long list, and we could be here for a 2-hour getting started training. So I'm going to just make a couple assumptions. One is you've ordered your product, you have your auto ship turned on, you're using your product. I'm going to make that assumption to begin with. But whether you have been here for a while or you're just brand new, there's just a handful of things that you should be doing, and doing consistently, that can help you build your business. You see, network marketing, they always say that it's a simple business. It's a simple business if you follow a few pieces or a few steps, duplicatable steps. What's really important for you to understand, if you can imagine a funnel, your job is to keep putting people in this funnel. Why LeeAnn recruits like crazy, and Shaylee's on here, and I know Shaylee's a big recruiter too now, but LeeAnn recruits more than most people, and that's because LeeAnn never loses an opportunity to put people in her funnel. And LeeAnn, I'm going to guess that I don't know if it would be fair to say 60, 70% of the people you recruit every month, you didn't even have a relationship with.
Yeah, that would be correct.
That would be correct, right? So when people say things like, I'm running out of people, it's because you've not got the concept that there's ways of always putting new people in the funnel. Now, this is a very short training, so we're not going to cover everything, but the first thing that we would want you to do, and I know some of you, because LeeAnn is amazing at doing this, you enroll as an ambassador, and 5 minutes later, she's got your post on Facebook. That's really important. You want to do your sort of declaration post. I am now trying, as I work with people and I help people enroll, is when we finish enrolling them and they've got their email saying, congratulations on joining Plexus, the next thing we do is we have a picture posted on Facebook, a picture and their announcement that they're so excited that they've joined Plexus. They're really looking forward, if they've not taken the products, they're really looking forward to getting the results that they hear so many other people are getting. They're really excited to share these products and share the business, because they're putting it out there to their friends that they're now in business. And, it's like opening a store, and if you don't open the store, and if you don't turn that open sign and open the door, people don't know you're in business. People need to know. They're not just going to start knocking on your door without knowing what you're doing. So you're going to make that initial post. And if you're comfortable, if you can get a few people to start liking and commenting on it, get a few of your friends, engage people to comment on it, because you want more and more people to see it. The more comments and the more likes that are on that post, the more people that will see it. Be aware that somewhere around 10%, maybe 15% of your audience are seeing any given post you make, unless you're really, really engaged on Facebook. The more interactive you are with your friends on Facebook, the more you like and comment, the more you post, the more value you add to Facebook, the more currency you have in Facebook. And if you want to use Facebook as a tool for building your business, and I can tell you, you can build a gigantic business on Facebook. People have to see your posts, and you got to do a little bit of work to make that happen. So the first thing we want to do is you got to make that post. And along with that, we want you to be posting 2 or 3 times a day. Make a commitment that you are going to post 2 or 3 times a day. That does not mean 2 or 3 posts. They always have to be Plexus posts. They might be what we call Plexus, non-Plexus posts. It might be educational things like on gut health or inflammation, on diabetes or blood sugar. And you don't even have to mention Plexus. You're now educating your audience about the things you're getting really excited about and that you're learning. But you do want to make some specific Plexus posts. But keep doing your posts about your family, your kids, your dogs, the things that make you, you. Keep doing that. We don't want you to lose your personality, because that's also what keeps people engaged in your Facebook. Okay, number 2, we want you to make a list. Now, this sounds so cliche, and people do not like to do it, but making a list is really important. We want you to make a list of 1 to 200 people. Now, you might think, I don't know that many people. I bet you if you pick up your iPhone and you go through your contact list, you know hundreds of people. As a matter of fact, if somebody were to pay you a lot of money, somebody said, I'm going to pay you $1 million if you can make a list of 2,000 names in the next 24 hours, you could actually do that. Don't think of these names as if you're going to be phoning them, calling them, or emailing them in the next week or 2. That is not the purpose of writing the list. The purpose of the list is that it helps trigger other names on the list. So you might be thinking of a neighbor next door. Now, you don't know if you'll ever contact her, but as soon as you start writing her name, you remember her friend that comes over who's really into health, or the babysitter that comes to her house that just recently had a baby, and you might think she'd be a perfect person to call. So the list triggers other names, and that list should be dynamic. It should be with you, so you can add names when you think of people, when you cross people's path, when you're out and about. You can add those names to it. So make that list. From that list, your enroller can work with you, because they can say, well, like, look through there and let's talk about some of the people that you think would be dynamite in your business, and who would be some people you know could use the products. And you'll gain comfort, and you'll figure out which ones you're comfortable writing. Some of them 2 years from now you won't have contacted, but they stay on your list because things change. Okay, that's number 2. Now what are we going to start doing? Our business is all about getting appointments. It's about growing a team. And you don't do that without reaching out to people. Now, we want to make you comfortable with it, and I promise you, it's scary to do it at first, and it becomes easier and easier. But one of the really easy things you might do is private message some people on Facebook. And after this call, LeeAnn's going to post a sample message that you might want to send to some friends on Facebook. If you could make a commitment to do 3 posts a day, 3 private messages, I should say, 3 private messages a day, or 21 a week, you're going to get some people who say, yes, I would be interested in hearing more about it. You see, we worry about reaching out to people, but I want to tell you something. People lay in bed at night worried about money. They, in fact, worry more about their finances than they worry about their health. And sometimes we feel like it's really easy to reach out to people and talk to them about the products. And we want you to do that. And if you're comfortable doing that, do that. That's great if you do that. But the truth is, people lay in bed at night worried about paying their bills. And there's people who want to know about Plexus. You don't know it because they don't talk about it. People don't talk about the fact that they had trouble paying their phone bill or their electricity bill. They don't talk about those things. But there are a lot of people who need us. And people are doing this business successfully in their 20s, in their 30s, in their 40s, in their 50s, in their 60s, men, women, professionals, stay-at-home mom, homeschooling moms, teachers, policemen, everybody in all different walks of life. Don't disqualify anyone. If that were the case, LeeAnn would not have talked to Shaylee. I would have been nervous. I would have thought, what is a pediatrician? Why would she be looking at doing Plexus? But LeeAnn's way bolder than me. And super confident, so she didn't have any issue. But I'll tell you, 9 out of 10 people wouldn't have made that contact, and Shaylee's building this incredible business. So don't prejudge anybody. Just write them on there, send them messages. All they can say is it's not really for me, and if it's a friendly message, that's okay. They say they might not even respond at all, and that's okay too. Okay, now that's something you want to start doing right away. Number 4. We want you to launch your business. You've declared it on Facebook, but now we want you to launch it. Now, if you have somebody that can help you, or you feel comfortable doing it on your own, you may want to book what we call a sip and share, where you invite a few people over to your home. And I can tell you, when I started way back in 1994, when I did my first business, I was given a challenge. And the challenge was, when I decided to do this business, I went to a meeting in Toronto, and Mark Victor Hansen, who wrote the books, Chicken Soup for the Soul with Mark Canfield, he was speaking, and he was a top income earner in the company I became a top income earner with. And his challenge was, I want you all to go home, and we didn't have Zoom or Skype or any of these things. We didn't even use conference lines because it was too expensive. The only thing you could do were do in-home meetings. And he challenged us to go to bed that night with 5 meetings, to call our closest friends and call our family and say that we were in a challenge. And would they be willing to put 3, 4, 5, 10 people in a room so that we could practice the presentation? And I came home, and I called my parents in Kingston. I called my sister-in-law in Ottawa. I called my best friend in Ottawa. I called a few people and asked if they could help me out and get a few people. By the time I went to bed that night, I had 6 people committed to bringing some people out. And I said, just to help me and to help me accomplish this promotion I was put in tonight, this challenge, would they agree? And 6 people agreed to do it. And that is where my business exploded for the next number of months. Because here's what happens. When Amy gets invited to her friend's house to do a presentation, Amy becomes the expert. She's not the expert with her own close network, because they know her as a snotty little kid and the person who wants to sleep in or whatever. They know Amy. They know this Amy. But Amy's friend brings her friends out, and she introduces her friend Amy, who's really excited about this business, is doing really well, is really excited, and Amy becomes the expert. And you see, she now has a circle of influence among her friend's friends because her friend has sort of edified her. Why is that important? Because you want to build a business, and the hardest time is that very beginning when you're reaching out inside your own network, your own close friends, because pretty soon, as soon as you're outside that group into their friends, it's way easier to become the expert, to speak confidently. So you want to launch your business. Start with your own sip and share, or do a Zoom like this. Maybe you have friends that live outside of your city and you can't get them together. Book a Zoom. Of course, LeeAnn mentioned that we have the meeting coming up in Belleville and the one in Kingston, Peterborough, Toronto. Feed people into those events. Build them up. We've got a special guest speaker coming from Mississippi. What a great time to come out and hear about the business. Build to the events. What I really want you to do is always have something on your calendar. So number 4 is launch your business, but then have a calendar and make sure your calendar is starting to get filled up, that you have things written on it, whether it's the upcoming Zoom. If there isn't anything for you to feed your friends or your guests to, call LeeAnn and say, hey, LeeAnn, I'm talking to a lot of people. Where can I send them? And get something set up in your community, get a Zoom set up, but always have something to feed people to. And the last thing I want to say is this. The success of your business is directly related to your personal growth, your professional development. Now, the best thing in this business is you never have to leave your house. In this company, we provide all the training and more than you could ever use. We can give you access to a few of the best Plexus ambassador trainers, and they do all their training on YouTube. And all you have to do is log into their site, and you can sit and do training all day long. But here's what I would recommend. I still train every single day. I do my network marketing training. I'm reading my professional books all the time, but I'm also doing my Plexus specific training every single day. More often than not, I go to bed and I watch a YouTube. When I see something that comes up on Facebook, I private message it. I might not have 15 minutes to watch it at that time, but I share that training to my private message myself. And then I go to bed at night and I watch that video. And I get up in the morning and I watch videos. If I'm folding laundry, I'm watching videos. If I'm cooking dinner, I'm watching videos. If I'm taking a bath, I've got my YouTube on in the bath. I do it all the time, because if you get one little nugget, that's the thing that can help your business. So number 1, declare it on Facebook. Make your announcement. And remember, you're going to post 2 to 3 times a day. Number 2, you're going to make a list of up 100 to 200 people, and we can help you organize that list. You're going to start private messaging people in Facebook. You're going to start inviting people to take a look at it. If you're not sure how to do that, you're going to ask us how to do that. You're going to launch your business with a sip and share, a Zoom, or bring some people out to an event. And number 5, you're going to start training every single day. You're going to get Plexus in your heart. It might be in your head, but you got to get Plexus inside your heart, because when it's in your heart, nothing can stop you. You can build this to the top. Every single person on here can take this to Emerald. When you look at the people, I don't know if you looked at how many people advanced last month alone. It was over 30 people went Emerald. There are companies that don't have 30 people at that level in their entire company in North America. We had over 30 last month. And almost every single person who advances in this company has never done a home-based business before. And some are as young as 20, 21, 23, 25 years old. So this is a company that you can all have success if you just get committed and do a few of the simple things. And here's the one thing to remember. It's not doing hours a day. It's doing a little bit every day, even if it's 15 minutes. I'm going to pass over to LeeAnn, and she's going to talk about income-producing activities. It's doing a little bit over a long period of time. That's the key thing, doing a little bit consistently over a long period of time. And that's how you can have success. LeeAnn, I'll pass it back to you.
That's great, Natalie. Thank you so much for those tips. And I wanna just tailspin off of what Natalie was closing with, saying a little bit over a long period of time. It's called The Slight Edge. That's a book that I read a couple years ago. I can't think of the author right now, but it's called The Slight Edge. And it talks about the compound effect. If you put a penny in a jar every day, okay, so you drop a penny, doesn't seem like a lot. We don't even have pennies anymore in Canada. But you put a penny in a jar, day 1, there's only 1 penny in there. Well, next day, you put 2 pennies in. Now you've got 3, and you continue to add pennies on a daily basis. And if you were to do that, now I'm not going to remember the numbers or anything like that, but it's something like, it's astronomically crazy the amount of money you end up with at the end of a year. It's like, if you do that for a year, you could be a millionaire. And everybody goes, no, that's not even possible. But if you actually do the multiplication, you do the math every day, if you add a penny and you multiply it, by the end of the year, it's over $1 million that you end up with. And it's the same basically effect with network marketing. When you're consistent and you add a penny every day to that jar, and you just continue to build on what you did the day before, you'll get a compound effect, and it will start to duplicate, it will start to multiply, and your snowball will be rolling down the hill without you doing a whole lot with it. Okay? I want to talk about those daily income producing activities now. And so I'm going to give you 4 or 5 daily income producing activities. And this goes right along with the compound effect. We need to be doing things on a daily basis. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to spend 4 hours a day doing your network marketing business, your Plexus business. That might mean that it's just 15 minutes a day. That might just be your penny in the jar right now, is all you can afford to do is 15 minutes a day. But I guarantee you that if you put your penny or your 15 minutes a day in the jar 5 days a week, 6 days a week, that you are going to see a compound effect. It's when people go and they put 2 or 3 hours in one day, and then they don't do anything for 5 days, 6 days. And then they put 15 minutes in, and then 2 days later they might put, and it's scattered, it's inconsistent. And so your activities have to be consistent. So number 1, for daily income producing activities, and let's get daily income producing activities straight. This is not making a post on Facebook and getting caught up. How many times? We've all been there, all done that. I'm just going to go on quickly. I've just got to message somebody. All of a sudden, you're scrolling through the feed and you're going, oh, wow, what's so-and-so do? Oh, they went out for lunch here. Oh, yeah, they got this going on. And an hour goes by and you've done nothing but scrolled through gossip and negativity and lunch feeds and food posts and whatever on Facebook. And so I'm not talking about scrolling through Facebook. I'm not talking about looking at Instagram pictures or any of that, or surfing the web. I'm not talking about the training that Natalie is, laid out for you. We're talking about daily income producing activities. So activities that are going to bring you in income. So number one, I want you to look at contacting 3 to 5 new people every day. So that could be messaging them on Facebook. That could be picking up the phone. That could be emailing them. But it's reaching out to a specific person on a daily basis. So contacting 3 to 5 new people every day. So what that means is that you're going to have, if you don't have one of the Plexus binders, then you can go to the dollar store and just get a 3-ring little piece of pad of paper and have it as your Plexus notebook, because you want to take good notes in doing this. Because believe me, when people start getting in the mix of things, you're going to lose track of who you contacted when, what information you gave to them, and we don't want people to slip through the cracks. So when you contact a person, you're just going to write their name down, send them a Facebook message, sent them a couple of videos to watch, and they told me they'd get back to me. You make a couple little notes on it. So contact 3 to 5 new people every day. The second thing you're going to do, once you're doing that on a consistent basis, the second thing that's going to happen is you're going to be following up with 3 to 5 people from the previous 2 to 3 to 5 days before. So if you do this for a week, you've contacted, let's just say bare minimum, 3 people every day for 5 days in a row. You've got 15 people now that you've contacted in the last 5 days. So on day number 5, you should be following up with at least 5 people from the previous days to see if they've had a chance to watch your videos that you sent them, to see if they have any questions, if they would like to do a 3-way phone call, or maybe get on a Zoom meeting, or maybe meet for coffee, whatever it is and whatever's convenient for them. So contact 3 to 5 new people every day. Follow up with 3 to 5 of the people from previous days of your contacting them. Once you have one person enrolled with you, one person that comes on board with you, and I believe everybody on this Zoom training that I'm looking at right now, and I know we're recording it, but most people have one person, unless you're brand new. When you have one person, you now have become a leader. You are leading and being able to train and pour into that one team member, that one ambassador that has placed their trust in following you in this journey. So you can be reaching out to new team members, reaching out to people individually, asking if they need help in setting up a Zoom, if they need help in knowing what events are taking place, making sure that they're plugged into the right places. So we want you to be training one person on a daily basis. And when you start to have 5, 10 people in the mix of things, then that's very easy to be able to be pouring into somebody and training one person on a daily basis. Again, it doesn't mean that you have to take hours in doing that. It can be a quick 5 to 10 minute 5-10 minutes one-on-one with somebody in saying, hey, how can I help you build your business today? I'm going to send you a couple quick training tips that I found on YouTube that really helped me out in getting started. Whatever it might be that person needs, take the time to pour into them. You want to be making at least one Plexus post a day. I can tell you this, that probably 90% or more of my business has come from Facebook. And the reason why is because I'm consistent on posting on Facebook. I don't post and puke Plexus all over people. I have a wide assortment of things that I do post about, but you can guarantee that I don't go very long without putting up a Plexus post. I had a girl contact me over the weekend who I haven't seen in 5 or 6 years, went to high school with her. I haven't talked to her in probably 4 years, and contacted me out of the blue. Wanted to have coffee with me right away on Monday. We sat down and had coffee, and she became a new customer because she's struggling in her health. She knew that I had an answer for her. So, and that just shows you there are people that will watch you for years. And that's the case with me. I've been here for 3.5 years. There are people that are still watching me from 3 years ago that are just joining me now. Why? Because I'm consistent. So your consistency is key. So I'm just going to run over these, and there are more daily income producing activities, but these are the ones that I just wanted to touch on quickly. So 1, contact 3 to 5 new people every day. 2, follow up with 3 to 5 people from the previous days of your contacting. 3, train 1 new person, 1 new team member on a daily basis. 4, make at least 1 Facebook post on a daily basis. Be consistent with your daily income producing activities, and you will reap the compound effect and the compound rewards of doing that. Natalie, we're about wrapping up here, but Natalie, did you want to touch on anything on duplication? I know that you've got a few things that you might want to touch on just in closing out with the tips that we've given tonight.
Okay, well, all I would really want to say is to understand that this is a business of duplication. That means what you do bad, they do bad. And what you do well, they will do well. So everybody's watching you. So you need to make sure that when you do anything, there's an expression that it's not what works, but it's what duplicates. So if you really want to build your business to last through your career, and a business that others can do things in a way that others can do. Because your job is to give, when you have, for example, let's say that somebody calls you and they ask you some questions that you could actually direct them to where the answers are, but you just answer those questions for them and you don't direct them to where the answers are. Then you haven't really prepared them to train somebody else. So it's better for you to say, you know what, that's a really good question, but that answer is actually in your back office. Or if you go to the YouTube channel, or if they ask you for a video, if you just give it to them instead of showing them where they can get it, then you're not teaching them how to duplicate a business. You want them to be system dependent. You want them to rely on the system that's in place should something happen, like happened to me very unexpectedly when my husband passed away. My team already knew where everything was. They knew how to access the services, the resources, and they weren't relying on me because I had created a way that they could duplicate the business without me. So everything you do duplicates. Now you want to write a first chapter that's really exciting. If you're getting started in your business, you could have been here a long time. LeeAnn started her story by saying she really dabbled in it for a long time, but then when she decided to work, that was really the beginning of her business. She's been here 3.5 years, but she didn't really start her business right away. Well, you may have been here a little while, you may just be starting right now. But what I would suggest you do is make sure that whatever you do, you try to do it quickly, you try to create a story, and everything you do, make sure that it's something somebody else can learn from or do as well. So I don't want to say too much more than that. I'm actually going to do a training on YouTube on duplication. A couple of the jewels have asked me to do that. But just remember that this is a business that you're teaching other people to teach. So
a couple things we mentioned that Sheila Medina is coming next week. So you want to make sure that you have those dates on your calendars. If you have friends, family, somebody in those cities, Peterborough, Belleville, Kingston, and Toronto, then you want to make sure that you are inviting people out to those meetings. We've posted them in our team pages, so definitely, look at the info that is on there. Sheila is the first Diamond Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide, and she is coming here because of the growth that's happening in this area. So that is so exciting that we are going to be able to hear her training, have, kind of some intimate time with her, and in a smaller group. In closing, I wanted to mention a few things. One big thing that I am very big on is self-talk and being positive talk. And what I mean by that is, and I heard Tamara Holloway, I was listening to a training today, and she was reiterating basically the same things that I was feeling and what I planned on saying tonight. You deserve success. Each one of you on this Zoom training, and those who are even going to be listening to the recording, you deserve success. And a lot of times what derails us is up here in between, our two ears, and it's inside here that derails us from continuing to push forward. There is always going to be obstacles. There is always going to be tests and trials that you have to overcome in order to be successful. Whatever that success is for you, it is different for each one of us on this Zoom training right now. But whatever that success is, you are always going to face tests and trials and obstacles that you're going to have to overcome before you reach that level of success, whatever it is to you. So for myself, I have positive declarations. I have positive affirmations that I make on a daily basis. And those are things that you could look at yourself in the mirror and say, you know what? I know that Plexus is a tool and a vehicle that's going to help me succeed in financing, my kids going to college. I know that Plexus is a tool and a vehicle that's going to help retire my husband. I know that it's going to help put braces on my kids. Whatever that might be, you need to talk to yourself and you need to start declaring things out in saying what it is that you're believing Plexus is going to help you do. The other thing is that say to yourself that you deserve success. Say to yourself that you deserve everything that is being put in front of you, and you deserve to succeed at this business and with Plexus. So those are just a few little things that I am very big on. I do that on a daily basis, and I am just seeing things happen. Things that I was declaring 2 months ago now have already happened. So I have to change the things that I'm declaring. I have to continue to upgrade those declarations because they're happening. And there's a reason they're happening, because life and death is in the power of the tongue, and your brain actually starts to believe what you speak out of your mouth when you say those things. So, what I want to challenge you with in leaving this Zoom training is that we're going to put a post up on Facebook. You can make your own post if you want, but I'm going to put a written script before you go to bed tonight. We want you to make a post on Facebook saying about how excited you are about the opportunity that Plexus beholds, and that you're just excited about the opportunity, the products, whatever it might be, maybe a little testimony of your own. I'll put something up. If you've never made a post before, there will be one there for you in the Empowered by Plexus team page. I'm going to put a script up that you can just copy and paste, and you can put on your Facebook wall if that's what you want to do. The other thing that I want to challenge each and every one of you with, Natalie said that when she left her training years ago, she was challenged with phoning 5 people and getting an appointment or asking them if they would help her in training. I'm going to give you more than tonight because I realize it's late. But in the next 24 hours, I just want you to phone 3. I want you to phone 3 friends, and I want you to say to them, would you help me in allowing me to come and do a Plexus presentation in front of your friends, just as a training, whether it be on a Zoom, whether it be in person at a sip and share, wherever it might be. But I want you to phone 3 friends and ask them if they would do that for you. Open up their house, come to your house, do it on a Zoom, but that they would invite their friends so that you could use it as a training tool. And then I want you to get back in touch with me. Let me know that you've done that. If you need some help, that's what I'm here for. So I want to thank you all. Natalie, do you have anything else to say in closing?
No, I just look forward to seeing everybody in about a week and a half, and working with you guys for the next number of months while you start to reach the goals you've set for yourself.
So I want to thank everyone for taking the time out to come on to the training tonight. Shoot me some feedback or anything, private message me, questions, anything that you might have from this training. I'm so thrilled that you've made the commitment to be on here. I know that each one of you is going to be excelling and succeeding in the days ahead. So I'm so excited to help in any way that I can. So have a great night, and we will see you all soon.
Bye.
Bye.